Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for June 26th. Okay, first thing I'd like to bring in is the Fear and Greed Index. I used this yesterday, and it was at neutral, the previous close. Today, it closed at 44. So overall, the market is starting to kind of worry about this action that we're having. Let's bring in the SPY real quick and take a look at it. Okay, overall, the SPY today, it basically dumped, right? Let's load up some drawings on the SPY from yesterday. Okay, yesterday I said the SPY is gonna still trickle down and perhaps it might bounce off this 291.5. However, after it snapped, it stayed under. So past support now becomes resistance. Let's change the colors here. Okay. That's the SPY. With the market index, the fear and greed index in the fear range, I do anticipate a little bit more downside. However, we are kind of oversold right now, so I don't expect it to be a clean trading day. Overall, it does look like the market wants to test this 290.26 area, perhaps even a little bit more around this 289.5. Right about here. Okay, let's take a look here. Yeah, on the future side, we are gapping up ever so slightly though. Basically pretty much flat. So let's get into the watch list. My main watch tonight, tomorrow is going to be MU. As you can see, it had earnings after hours and it had a positive reaction. Let's load up some drawings on MU real quick. Now, I want to talk about the reaction of this earnings and the fundamental side of it first, because this is going to play mainly into why I am feeling like tomorrow is a short on MU tomorrow. MU daily chart. Okay, so here we have the daily chart as I have some support and resistance. This blue line is where we're at right now, 35.50, and we're sitting literally right under the 50 SMA on the daily chart, okay, 50 cents away. Now, with the fear and greed index being a little bit on the fearful side, I don't anticipate buyers will come in and keep buying into this, even though it seemed what would be like a positive earnings reaction. I think it's going to definitely test this 36 area, which is very key. So I marked it off as an orange on the intraday chart. Okay, on the highs here, if it breaks out 36, the next level of resistance is right here at the open of this candle, the 36.60, right? I'm going to be looking for a short, and as you can see, after hours, it topped out right around this 36 area, 15 cents over. So here's your little wiggle room, more like a resistance zone, right? Overall, this positive reaction comes from their earnings call saying that their bottom line beat, right? As you can see, MU, the chart overall is a very beat down chart, and the analysts, they came out with pretty low expectations for estimates here. So, of course, they beat the estimates. However, with their guidance here, MU says for their next quarter guidance, they're looking at 38 cents to 52 cents EPS versus the estimate of 61 cents. Okay, that is a fail on their guidance part. Now, with that said, stuff that's affecting MU and their profitability is definitely the Huawei ban, as well as the trade wars. And then now we have the overall market in coming into the fear side. We are anticipating the G20 summit in a couple of days. So I don't see investors rushing in to buy this. Yes, they do get a sigh of relief from the long-term investors do get a sigh of relief from this earnings call, but it's only after hours, and the volume after hours, it's not extremely bullish on the volume side of things. So I do anticipate a pop. People who saw this after hours and didn't think much of it will, and just looking at the price action, will try to buy this, okay? And this will trap a lot of longs, in my opinion. So I'm definitely looking for a short. If it comes back up and tests this 36 area, I will get short, risking this 36.15 to 36.25 area. Okay, and my target, the average shoe range is $1.30 on MU, but we are expecting higher relative volume, so looking for the sell. And this here, we have some nice support area. If it pops and drops, this is the main support I'll be looking for it to break, this 35.25 area, and then we're gonna magnet down to this 34.90s, and then another resistance, another support here at 34.50s. So my overall idea is definitely a short. If it pops up above 36 and starts staying, holding on 36, that would switch my bias, and I would look for long into this 36.60, and we'll see what it does from there. If 36.60 breach, then we're going to get 37 for sure. The only way that the stock can run up all the way up to 37 over here on the daily chart is short sellers, right? I mean, if we have the short sellers have been piling in on the negative catalyst on MU, as I said, this is a very beat down chart. So it really depends on if the short sellers can hold their ground tomorrow. Right here, I do see some sort of an intermittent trend line that we did break. Okay, so 35.50, we're here. Yeah, bring it down to 35. I want to get it from the 36 high right here in this area, bring it down to the 35. Perhaps if 35 snaps, bring it down to the 34.50s. And that's my thesis on MU. Okay, next up, it's McDonald's. McDonald's going to be on a side watch for me. I didn't really put any drawings on here, as it's very evident on the daily chart. McDonald's, I believe, had an upgrade today. Very evident that, first of all, we've been trading inside this range for a little while now. Let's bring out this little box here. Okay. And then today we had a breakout and a hold of the 205 on the analyst upgrade. So now here we have key support, and the stock does look like it's about to break out. I can bet though, I mean, on this big hard pull here, we have short sellers piling in, and then they covered. As they see this range here, I think the short sellers are getting a little scared right now. And it really depends if it can actually break out and hold above 206. If it does, then it's definitely going to run, and these shorts will be forced to cover. Today it tested the highs at 206.40, so watch out for that. It's basically its all-time highs and 52-week highs as well. So my thesis on this is definitely not a short, because the stock is looking very bullish here. We are trading on the higher side of its range, right? If I'm going to cut this box in half on this range, you see that we are trading on the upper side of this box. So overall, we are looking very bullish. I don't want to short something that has a good catalyst, trading high in its range and looking bullish. So I'd rather just wait until it reaches 206, see what it does. If it holds the 206 and makes a sideways range action and gives me a really tight range of a base of a support, then I'll definitely long it with small size and see how far it takes me. So that's McDonald's. Next up is ROKU. ROKU totally missed it today. We had a nice snap down of a key support area of 100, right? With that said, after hours, ROKU continued lower. As you can see from here on the 1 minute chart, it came down at least $3.25 before it bounced and covered. So this $90 area, very, very key support here. Actually, I think I drew lines on this, so let's load up some drawings, ROKU. Yeah, this $90 area, very, very key. Okay, now after hours, it sold hard and then bounced back. We have this little bar here. However, because it's so weak, I do anticipate it to come down even further. This 90 area is definitely going to test for sure. Okay, so watch out for the 90 test. If it holds the 90 double bottom, makes a sideways, a little tight range base here, then you can definitely long it. Overall, I'm looking for a pop and drop for more continuation to the downside. Some could say it has filled the gap over here, right here, this gap, but we are actually trading a little bit under it. So I am anticipating the stock to come back up into this gap, and the sell-off point would probably be right around here at this level, this 90.40 to 90, 96.40 to 96.40 area. So right here we have a nice resistance zone. I have 95.40 marked off here. As you can see, this is the morning lows, massive volume coming down. Prior support snaps, becomes resistance. This 92.50 is going to be very key. It's basically low of day before the after hours, right? So it tried to bounce off here and then close, but after hours it's sold off. So tomorrow pre-market, watch out for this 92.50 and see what it does. If it goes under, then I'm going to look for the pop and drop, and I'll be looking at also the pre-market high levels to see, look for rejection. If it opens flat, then I'm going to look for the pop and drop at 95.40 and 96.40 area. Okay, so that's Roku. Finally, before I started with the watch list, you saw LYFT here on my screen. LYFT overall, here on the daily chart, I really like LYFT as a swing short entry, to be quite honest. I've always been bearish on the overall ticker, and I know it's kind of dangerous because we are looking like we are reaching more of like an ascending triangle here at the 65 area. But the 65 is very, very key, right? With the overall market being in a fearful situation, even though it's holding this uptrend line, I'm waiting for this uptrend to snap, and then it's gonna flush down hard. With that said, we have $2.60 as a range, 65 being a key resistance area. If I come back here, you'll see on 65 here, we did close a little bullish, so definitely do not want to get in short early on it, but I do want to swing this, maybe take a small piece. If it does reject 65, then I definitely see that it comes down, and eventually once this uptrend snaps, this thing is going to panic. That's the move I'm looking for. I do anticipate the 63 to hold it up a little bit, and then the 62 as well. So this is more of like a swing trade idea, looking for 65 to reject and then short it, maybe a couple hundred shares, and just hold it for until my main target of 60 at least. Okay, yeah, 60 at the very least. Okay, so if I do get in short here at the 65, I get my stop would be since it is a swing, I'll give it a nice little stop here at around 65.70s. I'll give it 70 cents. But the next level is at 66. 67 has a level as well. This major down bar. 67.35. Okay, so if it does pop through 67.35 is next. I guess I can give it really tight risk and just get the hell out, right? And then if it holds above 65, I'll just wait until the next level to hit. But LYFT definitely on my radar here on the side watch and the swing short. I hate this company simply because their fundamentals does not match what the chart is advertising here. Okay, yeah, it's bullish, but it's still under its IPO price. They're still losing money. And when it does come, a lot of people are going to get trapped, and they're going to panic out. So I do like the swing short on this. LYFT. Okay, that's basically my watch list this evening. Ooh, actually, before I go, I want to talk about work. I traded work today on the short side. Let's load up some drawings. Now, as you can see on the daily chart, we do see volume thinning out, okay? It does look like work is about to base out here. We had a nice doji day. I was watching the tape. I shorted from 35.97 today in the morning over here, right at this morning open bar. And I actually recorded everything. I'm going to edit it, make it shorter, and show you guys what I saw on the tape here. But looking at this 1 minute chart over here, basically there was no offer. Nobody's taking a buy above 36.01 when I saw it. And once 36.01 breached, I saw 36.02 area. I saw 36.02. I got out quick, and then here we have a nice pop and drop, and then back down here, the sellers came back in. So I got short again at this 36 area, and now I was risking 20 cents, and I just held it through. As you can see, 35.50 was a key area, so I actually paid myself as this flush, and I got out around this area as a double bottom and started making a higher low. So I got nice 50 cents from it. Overall, coming over to the 35 area is the same exact action on tape, except in reverse, right? So we see heavy selling, but nobody, the bid's holding up, and I don't see 34.99 hit at all. Okay, so waiting and see what happens over here. It did close above 35, so 35 is a very key support area that is making. So after hours, we did get a test of 35.50. It does look like it's about to round up, okay, very soon. So I'm gonna be very careful if I'm gonna be continue to short this. I definitely don't want to short around the lows. Okay, prior 3 days we got a nice trend, right? If it starts holding 35.50. Of course, I'll be watching tape, but if it starts holding this 35.50, definitely long it for a swing long, right? Eventually, this thing's going to come back up and start squeezing out the shorts. Only if it holds the 35.50, though. And with that said, the bias on this is very neutral right now. Unless it snaps 35 hard and stays under, I'm going to just watch for this 35.50 and see what it does. It still has a 36 level to go through, which is a very key level today. I did see a lot of sellers here. So if it snaps the 35 and stays under, the next target we're going to be looking for is probably $30, right? So it has potential both ways. However, for it to sell off so much for the past few days, I don't know yet. It's really tough to short the lows here right now with thinning volume, and for it to be holding up 35 so well. So be very careful if you're going to short it. Yeah, that's basically it. That's my watch list for this evening. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Ciao.